the elephant in the room is when are we getting married? No, I'm just saying. Let's just be real here. Without little things, I don't even think we were mid last year.
Yeah,
let's be real.
Let's honestly, guys, like
here,
if we're keeping it real.
It's Kelpie Vibes.
Yeah. What?
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. You know it is anneandchiem. We're back with another video.
So guys, today we're coming at you with something a little bit different.
Very different.
So we spoke to you guys in our last vlog, and first of all, thank you so much for all of your responses and advice towards like our content creation. Thank you so much. Yeah, so we decided to take on some of the advice that you guys were saying in the comments, and yes, we're gonna start doing like some relationship videos. Like we've obviously our channel literally we're a couples channel. We've been in a relationship for a long time, and you guys, you know, are now on this journey with us. So we thought that we'll actually share our experience a bit more with you guys. If there's anything specific that you guys want us to speak about, just let us know. So we thought we'll be doing like a lot more sit downs and just like getting deep, like getting into our relationship. We're literally touching 7 years. It's literally 4 months. When this video's out, it's gonna be exactly 4 months today. So yeah, like mad.
But yeah, for this video, like we kind of wanted to share our experiences of how we got to this point, because it's almost 7 years now, and to get to that point was not easy. It chops and changes a lot, especially with someone that you care about a lot. No matter what, if it's your family or a sister, you're gonna have friction with someone. So to be able to resolve friction, be able to understand each other, these things, it takes a lot of different things, and I feel like it takes more than love, which is why we kind of wanted to do this video, to kind of almost show you guys that to get here, it was more than just all of the fancy things, you know what I'm trying to say? Videos we're gonna make are coming up. I think they're really good in terms of like really showing you guys who we are as a couple, really. Yeah,
definitely, to get more into it, because I think at the beginning when we started our channel, we obviously gave you guys like background about us, like who we are, like how we met. But we haven't really, we obviously spoke about keeping a spark. We did a video on that. But that was literally like how many years ago?
2 years ago.
Yeah, about 2 years ago. So a lot has changed, and obviously we're at a different point now. So
different. So I think we should get straight into the video. I think we have some good points to cover, really.
Yeah. So guys, first of all, obviously we've been together since we were 16.
Yeah.
I'm turning 24 this year. Shem is turning 23. So
I'm turning 23 very soon. Yeah.
It's been a long time, and we are completely different people. Like, changed completely. I can't even like imagine 16-year-old us anymore. I can't remember who that is.
Like the thing is, we look back at old pictures, literally when we were secondary school thinking, is that us? Like,
literally.
Is that me there?
Literally.
I don't know who that person is. Like.
So obviously we started our relationship at a young age, 16. And we were young, like we were learning about ourselves. We had like different circle of friendships and stuff. We had a lot going on basically. And then we now brought something else to add basically. Like we could have just had like learn about yourself, have your friends, but then we now added a relationship into that whole journey. So it's like we had to learn about ourselves and also learn about each other at the same exact time. And it was actually difficult, very difficult. Basically, if you're just living life, like 16-year-old you're living life, no commitments, you're not doing anything, you're just studying and doing whatever. So it's like, you basically could be selfish, like you could just think about yourself, because it's really just you to think about. And then now we brought a whole relationship into that journey of just self. And then it's like, when certain things would happen, let's say, I maybe would be a bit sensitive towards certain things, because I'll just be thinking about how I felt alone, not having no concern for like Chem's feelings or anything, because I was just thinking like, I was on my own journey basically. But I had to learn to actually understand that, okay, we've now come together. We can't just be like one and one and just be one and one in a relationship. You literally have to combine.
Like we're literally learning on the go. Like imagine, dude, you have school. Like obviously you have to focus on that, but then you have other things, your friendship groups, and you also kind of figure out yourself. And then now enter a relationship. You're now learning about 4 things, but when you're a kid, the thing that you want the most is kind of the thing that you're focused on the most. Like whether you want to make it in football, if you really want to be with the person you're with, you're gonna kind of have more percentages there. So when you're putting so much there and you still don't know who you are, it kind of
clashes
quite a lot, and I feel like it did clash quite a bit back in the day.
For us, yeah, because obviously, like for example, Chem was literally a basketball player. Like
I
he
played
literally played basketball
24/7, like.
all the time. So stuff like that. There was no time like for us to really do much. We couldn't meet up much. Obviously, we were young, like money wise. Where we actually going to? We literally would just go to the park or go for a walk.
Literally.
But even that, like, and obviously we were young, like we had curfews, we had stuff like that to think about. So there wasn't a lot of time for us to really like learn about each other properly. We just had to go with the flow and just
like,
make it work.
Half an hour chats and walks in the park is a lot. Like to really get to know each other. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of things that's missed out.
Yeah. So now so obviously at that point, like love languages, to be fair, was very like new to us in our relationship. Like throughout the whole young stage, we had no idea about any love languages. But that is literally what we were missing, because there was basically ways that he needed to be loved and I needed to be loved. We literally had no idea about love languages, guys. Like we didn't know that there's literally a certain way people need to be loved. That's just how it is. How I would want to be loved and how he would want to be loved is completely different. It could be the same, but for some people it can be different. And with us too as well, our love languages are different. So for example, if we're young and I'm like expecting certain things, he could be thinking, okay, what about me though? Because I'm just thinking about myself. And that's the thing, like I feel like when we were young, it was we didn't do a lot of compromising. There was no compromising at all. Like
I feel like with when you're with love languages, it's so important, because it's literally how that person needs to feel loved in order to actually feel good. And when you're that young, you literally do not know what that is. All you know is, I want to see you, want to see me, that's it. When you're that young and you literally don't know what love languages are, you don't know how to actually gratify your the need of love or need to feel love. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, if your love language is gifted and you're 16, you don't have a job.
You don't have a job, like
what are you being gifted with? Like love language when you're so young, like you literally don't know what it is, even though it's the thing you need to gratify your need for love. Like you literally, like you're 16. Like back in the day, I don't even think love language was even a topic. I really don't think it was a topic.
It wasn't. It definitely wasn't. This is very new.
I feel like, well, we
or maybe, maybe it's new to us.
Because we just, what were we even reading back then to even know there was love language? You know what I'm trying to say?
Exactly.
So like, if your love language is gifts, and you're 16, you don't work, you can't get gifts. But when you're that young, you don't know that the person will need that. That sort of thing. You don't have that relationship built to know that she'll need this and this at these certain times. So like during that time, a lot of the love, so to speak, was actually missing, because we weren't able to gratify each other's needs. Which will start to become difficult as time went on.
It did. It actually did. Like, so obviously with like our schedules, for example, guys, like we were literally students, like we were studying, we had like friendships, we had basketball, there was a lot, and we had to also fit in our relationship. So it was actually so difficult. Like it's very easy to think that all you have to do is see each other, but it's more than that. With a relationship, it's not just seeing each other. It's not just that. Like there's a lot more that goes into a relationship. So
and quality time is another love language.
Exactly.
And when you're that young, you just don't have quality time.
Exactly.
So it becomes so hard to actually gratify again that love. So it actually becomes really difficult. So for us to be able to get to this point, we had to do so much learning, but also like talking about, like what do you actually need from me? You know what I'm trying to say? Because we can understand, like my love language is acts of service. So we can sit down and be like, she can ask me, like, what do I actually think she can do to help me out? And it doesn't have to be drive me to work or these sorts of things. Just small things, like let's say I wake up now and she just made my breakfast, like, oh thanks, and I'm ready to go. Small things like that, those are the little things that can actually really go a long way. So we actually had to really learn about each other in detail, like what can actually make your week better, and that actually allows the relationship to move forward, because it can really get difficult when you feel like you're not being loved, even though on the outside you are, but in the inside, like deep, like you're feeling like some things are missing, like you're not being cared for.
And that's the thing, as with relationships, like as time goes by, the outside doesn't really mean much anymore.
Yeah.
It's more within, like how
Yeah.
you feel inside.
Yeah.
I think that during uni, that's what really helped us, to be fair. Like I actually wonder sometimes, like if we didn't go to uni,
Yeah.
I don't know, would we have actually?
We actually talk about this so much, guys. Like,
Yeah.
if we didn't go to uni, would it have been the same? Because a lot of that learning happened at uni. Because we're at uni together.
At uni together, exactly.
Yeah. It's one of those, wow, what if moments. Oh, the next like topical point I'll probably say is probably one of the most important, because like we said before, end of the day, you're two different people. Whether you have a lot of things in common or similar or not, you're still two different people. Essentially, you kind of gonna want different things at different points.
Yeah.
So and in a relationship, it is very normal to argue. Like it happens all the time. Like arguing is healthy, but it's about how you resolve those arguments. And I feel like compromise is one of the most important things in a relationship, because at the end of the day, you're gonna want different things that you can't always agree. Like you just it's impossible to always agree on the same thing. And you can have future plans, all these things, but you're gonna have a point where you're gonna butt heads and disagree about something. And I feel like compromise brought us a long way.
But yeah, so like with a relationship, it's so much easier to just give your all.
Yeah.
Like it just makes everything easier, guys. Like literally where we were at the beginning, we didn't give 100. Like we just gave, I feel like if anything, we gave what we had left. Like whatever we had left, like first we'll focus on like everything else, and then whatever little we had left, we gave it to our relationship. I don't think we actually like gave a lot of to our relationship, and that's like, it's actually crazy that we lasted this long because really and truly, if we didn't learn certain things, it wouldn't have worked. Like I actually don't think it would have.
That's the thing, because that's why we're so blessed to reach this point, because
Honestly.
these things that we're saying, without them, we would not be here. Like we had when we were young, like you said, we had our honeymoon period when we were kids. Meaning that we were just playing game here, park here. Like there was no like proper adult issues we had to worry about.
Yeah, like that's another thing.
Yeah.
I think like we had so much time. We had a long honeymoon period.
Yeah.
Like so long. I think it's only until like uni.
Yeah.
That maybe we started actually having issues. Because it's like, what issue did we really have? Like
Exactly.
there wasn't really much back then, which was also made it difficult because we were so comfortable for so long, and then suddenly issues started, and it was like,
what's this about? Like,
hold on, what is this?
So we didn't know how to compromise on certain things. We didn't know how, like, let's say, so to speak, I had basketball training, or she wanted to go out with friends. Like, we wanted, like, let's say now I had training, and then we wanted to meet, but I couldn't. And then she may feel some certain type of way, but then she had plans with her friends or something, and I wanted to meet. And you know what I'm trying to say? We're trying to almost battle saying, basketball important, friends more important. We didn't know what compromise was. We didn't see how each other's own things were more important than our relationship. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, we didn't have much thought for each other's lives. We just cared about, okay, I'll have my own life to myself, and then when it comes to relationship, I just want you. I don't care what's happening over there. That compromise weren't really happening. So that's why we had a lot of clashes, where it's like our individualities weren't meshing with the relationship. 100%.
You know what I'm we just focused on like, okay, well, this at least happened. Like there wasn't any, okay, how could I try and fix? We didn't have any of that. We were just thinking like, okay, well, I need to go to this party.
Exactly.
I need to go have fun here. So whatever happens after happens after.
Yeah. So that's why compromise is unlike like we said, we didn't really go through it back then. So for us to still be here and have still understood what compromise is a blessing, because like we said, uni just changed, it literally just changed everything up. The amount of learning about each other we did is crazy. Like the amount, we literally continue to learn about, we learn from our arguments how to actually resolve future arguments, but also during arguments, what to not do to make it even worse. You know what I'm trying to say? Because I now know what she likes and dislikes. She knows what I dislikes and dislikes. You know what I'm trying to say? So now it's like, okay, even if we're disagreeing, cool. I'll think in my head, no, let me not say that because that'll make her angry. You know what I'm trying to say? But back when we were young, I might just say something just for the sake of it. You know what I'm trying to say? So understanding each other, compromising is also important in allowing us to reach a point of 7 years where, okay, like this is for life. Like we know about each other.
And I also think like back when we were young, why, like, for example, our feelings, like, we didn't really understand much about each other's feelings. So we only had like a small percentage of each. We only basically gave each other a small percentage.
Yeah.
So now when we got to uni, that percentage increased because first of all, we're seeing each other more, we're together more. So we now start to like know more about each other.
Compromising is a massive thing. It's one of those small words that have a massive impact. Like it's easy to say you compromise, but have you actually compromised to what your partner actually wants and needs against your wants and needs?
And it has to be fair as well.
Yeah.
Like, you literally can't. Like, that's why I think it's more 100-100 than just 50-50. Because just putting in 50-50, it just doesn't feel like it feels like there's still some, like you're a bit reserved still. Like, you're still like, actually. But when you put in 100, it makes it so much easier to compromise as well. You don't even see it much as compromise, you just see it more as like my boyfriend.
Exactly. Like, that's the thing. The compromise, if you feel like it's not fair, make sure you actually vocalize that.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Yeah.
If it's not, resentment comes in, and then you'll actually stop compromising because you're resenting the person, and then it's not. Trust me.
It goes deep.
Open and honesty, compromising. Like, sit down with that person and
discuss, because you can't just like. When we're saying compromising as well, it doesn't mean that you forget about yourself completely. Like, no, it has to. That's why it's compromising. You're not just giving everything. Like, you have to compromise. So, guys, with a long-term relationship, you can get complacent very quickly. Like, you literally think, oh, we've been together for how long? He knows what it is. She knows what it is. Like, but no. Once you start doing that, once you start thinking, once it's one Valentine's, you're like, nah, we don't need to do much. We're already like 5 years. No, do much all the time. Like, literally, we've always said when we have our kids, when we're married, like, for life, when we're old and grey, we will always be doing anniversary holiday or something. We're always going to enjoy it. We're not going to just see it as, we're 90 now, man, please. We know what it is. No, you enjoy it because you just don't want to get complacent, because you can get bored. Like, a long-term relationship is very easy to get bored. You can literally just be like, okay, this is just like,
I want something fresh now.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's hard to get to this point, because it takes a lot of actual like energy to get to this point. You can't, once you start sitting back and relaxing, that's it. Honestly, like once you don't put that energy in, that's where you just start.
It's like the crumble.
Yeah, literally. So with us, like, where would I say that we got complacent? I'll probably say at the beginning stage as well, because of like, for example, we kind of just saw it as like, we can't do much. Like, because we can't do much. Let's not do much.
I'll hold my hand up then as well, especially like I definitely had in my head that we'll come secondary school, college relationship, we're doing well, can't do much. Keep it going. So my effort wasn't the maddest of heights. I got the complacent of all we can do is see each other, talk on the phone.
And we're doing that, so that's it.
Yeah, so I allowed it to be that. You know what I'm trying to say? I didn't do like more than I should have. To continue to
we both didn't. I think we both didn't, to be fair, at the beginning stage, especially because it's like we both just were ticking boxes. Like it was just like, okay, we've seen each other. We've seen each other.
Had our phone call. That for the week. See you next week.
Literally, it was just like but that could literally have quickly led into complacent. Like if, to be fair, we got into uni when we were like 2 years in now. 2 years. Yeah, so it's actually good we did at that point, because guys, I think it would have just got to like you don't want to feel a routine in a relationship. You want it to be fun, you want it to be different. You don't want to feel like, wake up, go to sleep, wake up. You want fun, like that's why we always we literally haven't traveled since 2019. And still like in lockdown. Look what Chem did for Valentine's Day. You could have just been sitting there thinking, she knows what it is for Valentine's, but it's just going that extra mile and doing the little things. That's what we realized. Little things go so far, because the big things, literally like the big things that you can get at the beginning of a relationship, like just big things like you're in honeymoon period, going out. For us, we didn't do much of that, but let's say the typical honeymoon period, like you're going out more, like going out a lot, dinners, maybe holiday, like buying nice stuff for each other, just proper in love. Like when that stage, what if, for example, like us last year with everything that happened with jobs, if our foundation of our relationship was just on like the high life, like enjoying life, as you should, like not saying that you don't need that, because you definitely do need good times in your relationship, 100%. But if the foundation of our relationship was just on that,
Yeah.
I don't think we would have been together after all that.
No, 100%. 100%.
No, 100%.
Because it's like with the little things, it's like, because it's easy to make a grand gesture. Making a grand gesture is actually way easier than it seems, because it's so large scale, so big, it brings on a lot of emotion in your partner. But the little thing, because that took so much out of you, like you're now making that last for a while. But it's the little things in between that have to fill the gaps. Because like something you do in January isn't gonna last till December. If you can't have that mindset, I did this for you in January, it's fine. Like, how can you not just love me? Like,
exactly.
you can't have that mindset. Because at the end of the day, when you sleep and wake up, it's now a new day. So like, you don't have to do something big, but have you still showed the person that you love them? So it's like little things that there's something, I mean, Andy, that's so funny. We just cause you laugh about it, but it's kind of made us still really just love our relationship. Like every single time we have something small, like an achievement, whatever it is, we literally just buy each other a random card and just write a little message in there. And like it's those little things, like we didn't just decide to do it, we just did it. Like it's so funny. Anytime something happens, we buy a card and we just write a little message to each other. And it's those little things that's actually carried us, because it's like last year we did not have the money like that to do so many things. Like we were able to do some, but like you saw from our life update, the job market for us was a roller coaster. We did not have the security to do trips or do all these things. So the little things had to carry us. Like without little things, I don't even think we were made last year.
Let's honestly, guys, like if we're keeping it real, because it's, for example, as well, like with so like the big things. So the big things, let's say a typical relationship, like both your birthdays, your anniversary, Christmas, them times when you're expecting, like, you know, oh, what am I gonna get, whatever. If those were the only times in the year that there was like big things happening, guys, like that's just gonna be difficult. Like it could work for some, of course, like it could actually work, because it depends on how people can be. But for us,
very true,
like for us, that just would not work. Like we need, if like as he said, like doing something in January is not gonna last till December. So the little things, just to even just a little pickup. It just feels so nice.
Small pickups go so far, man. Because I don't know, it's just a little, it's I keep saying it's little, but it's actually crazy, because back then as well, I used to always think, if I do something big, I sure love this. But trust me, guys, I learned to Anne actually doesn't even care like that. She, she obviously she loves the big things, whatever. But she actually kind of reacts more emotional to little things.
Guys, I was crying my eyes out when I read his cards this year Valentine's. Like, oh my days, honestly.
It's just, I don't know, for us anyway, we just feel like the little things can carry you so far. Because don't forget, like, if you're, like you said, if you're having money issues, if you're finding it hard to actually spend time together, like, you don't have time to do certain things. You don't have time to do massive things. But a small thing just to remind that person that you're thinking of them, you're loving them, can go a long way.
100%.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, gratifying that person's love. It can be done in many ways, not just the big ways. And we've just come to realize that for us, we were maintained by, we can do little big things, but let's not forget about the little things. The little things are so important. A final point, not even a final point, but for this video anyway, what we want to talk about is understanding like the reality, the present, like focusing on the right now. Because for us in general, anyway, because for us, it's been 6 years now, almost 7, but year 1 to 2 in college, that was a whole different relationship. Year 3 to 5 at uni, different relationship. Now year 6 to 7 here in Manchester, whole new relationship. That's all been one relationship, 6 years, but it's broken down in 3 stages. And it's so easy to continue to think about the next stage, or think about or what you're doing next, like what things that you really want, like marriage, or looking on social media and saying, these guys are getting married, I really want that, these sorts of things. But it's easy to kind of your mind to leave your situation, enter another. It's literally so easy. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, as humans in general, no matter what, if you see something you want, you're gonna think about it. regardless. Like if you see something you want to buy, see a certain type of thing you want, you're gonna just kind of want it and then start to think, okay, why don't I have it now? And it's so easy to bring that to your relationship. And for us as well, because we've been together so long, the elephant in the room is when we get married. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real here, because it's been almost 7 years. But for us as well, yes, it's a long time, but
if we think about the actual time where we would have actually wanted to think about getting married, would have been after uni. I think after uni is the only time that probably after uni. That's the only time. That we knew we wanted to get married throughout uni, but a time where if he proposed and I would actually be like, okay, we're ready for this, would have been after uni. And then after last year, I think now, after all that problems, could have proposed and we would have been getting married in 2020, something, all that financial wahala we had.
Literally. So it's like remaining present in your present is harder than it's harder than it is. Because when you want to do so much doing things, your mind leaves, and then if your mind leaves, you forget to focus on what's actually happening. So like I hold my hands up. Sometimes I think it's so far in the future that I've actually forgotten. Like damn, like oh wait, our relationship needs this from me, and I'm not doing that because I'm thinking so much about that. Like when you leave the present, you can neglect it. When you neglect something, it can turn bad. 100%. You know what I'm trying to say? So like as we were saying, like. Us starting at 16 and now we're 23, turning 24. Marriage, that's obviously in the air. But obviously, if after, let's say 3 years, a lot of people get married, but after 3 years for us, we're 19. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so technically we've had 3 years of relationship, but we're only 19. Like, so that's a whole different stage. So if we didn't focus on our present, I feel like it would have been a lot of friction again, because we're almost trying to force a square shape into a circle peg. Like it's not working because it's a stage that looks like another stage, but it's not actually that stage. It's still year 1 to 2, slightly 3. It's still kind of year 1 because it's still an intro year, really getting to know each other, really understanding who we are. Uni now, that was almost like year 2, and now we're entering year 3. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it's actually 3 stages rather than years.
Definitely for us, definitely, because the thing, like getting into a 7-year relationship, if we start at 21, we'll be turning 28. I would want to be married by like 25. So at that stage, but that's also because of how much we had to learn about each other. I would say for myself, if for example I got into a relationship after uni, I would have done a lot of learning about myself throughout, like, for example, teenage to 21. So there would have been so much selfish years I would have had. But we had a lot of time to be together and learn about it. So we basically did 2 in 1. We learned about ourselves and brought our relationship into ourselves as well at the same time. And now we're steady. That's how we are now.
Like, it was difficult doing both, learn about ourselves, learn about the relationship, and then finally merging it. But we've gotten here. But we've gotten here through those things: compromise, understanding, love languages, all those things. We've done that, and it's allowed us to blossom, I guess. That's the word, you know what I'm trying to say? It's one of those ones where, like, you have to really sit down and think and talk about the things that's gone wrong, or else it's not really going to continue, because you have to have uncomfortable conversations sometimes in order for things to really work. And we've done that, and I'm happy we did that, because like we said, our relationship is great, but for it to be great, we have to kind of go through the rough patches and kind of understand how to mend that, how to not allow another one to come. So
we're literally like completely different to when we were young. Like guys, when I was younger, let's say if we had an argument, I would ignore him. Like I would literally not respond to his messages. I would decide like, bye, whatever, I'm not replying to him. But now, what? Like if we had an argument, we're literally speaking about it. We're not going to bed angry. We're literally talking about it. But back then, please, I'll sleep angry. I'll be wake up angry.
Literally.
But little things like that. Like if you don't. We've literally just learned about each other. Like I've learned I can't be stubborn when it comes to my relationship. Like I can't be like silent treatment. Like no, we're too grown for that. First of all, second of all, it doesn't help anything. Silent treatment, and then what? So still, when you wake up in the morning, okay, it's still silent. Then what?
Exactly.
It doesn't help anything. So literally, with our relationship, so basically, the truth about long-term relationships is, first of all, everyone's journey is different.
Like-
Everyone's. Don't just see numbers and think, oh my god, perfect. No. It takes a lot to get here, and even now, I wouldn't say that we're in a perfect relationship. I would never say we're in a perfect relationship.
Because what
We're
is
just
the perfect relationship?
yeah, what is the perfect relationship?
Yeah.
We're in the best situation for each other.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, like we're literally just living life, man.
Living, man. No, 100%, guys. We're living the lives that we're blessed and happy to live with each other, and that's just come from commitment, hard work, and just actually really buying into what we have here. You know what I'm trying to say?
Like, the thing is, like, you have to put a lot, but the same way, like, you'll put a lot into like your career, your friendships, your relationship. You put as much into that as well. Like, whatever you want to work, you put a lot into it. If you want to get that job, you work hard for the interview.
Exactly.
So if your relationship, you just have to put the effort, and both people have to. You cannot just be doing. You can't be carrying someone. If you're in a situation and you're carrying someone along, you'll be carrying them forever. And how long can you take? Because there'll be a point where you won't be able to take. You'll get tired, and you both have to carry each other. What we also learned, sorry, just to add this as well, probably after anniversary, like especially when Chem got scammed with the job situation, that was probably like the worst financial situation for us. Like from that point, everything just went downhill till December. Like last year, guys, like there was a lot of times that I had to carry Chem more than he has to carry me, or vice versa. And it's like, if we were in a situation where like we didn't understand that it takes a lot for a relationship to work, like if you just sit back, if I, for example, just sat back thinking like, well, please, I'm still waiting for 50% in the relationship, I don't care your predicament, it wouldn't work. Like you literally have to have times where you're vulnerable, basically. Like you can't, with a relationship, you can't have this like energy of like, that's too much, I'm doing too much. You don't have that energy, you can't have that.
That's what I'm saying, like, just for me in general, especially for a guy as well, and not to say all guys like that, but obviously just the norm for a guy to always want to look after his girl. So for me last year, the times where I couldn't, because obviously what I was going through, if I felt bad, I felt down because Anne had to carry us. So like sometimes as well, guys, you have to, when your girl is carrying you or has to carry you, like allow her to accept that, because trust me, like Anne carried us not last year, took us leaps and bounds, because I was in a dark place obviously, and her carrying us allowed me to come out of that place in my time. It meant so much to me and to our relationship as well. If someone actually, in terms of the actual relationship, the actual emotional side, where you're now carrying it, you're the only one who wants to communicate about things, anyone who wants to actually talk about things that's bugging you, or actually, you know what I'm trying to say, those things there, and the other person's not, and you're carrying that, then you need to kind of be like, you're not doing anything here, you're not helping me, you're not, I want this relationship to work, but I'm carrying the emotional side. You can do all these big things, but the emotional side, I'm the one who's carrying it, you know what I'm trying to say? So carrying a relationship is one of those topics where it can mean so many different things, and in your relationship, understand what's being carried, because someone is probably carried. Like, I feel like yes, there can be 50%, but in different senses, someone is probably doing a bit more, and that's okay. Like we probably do more for another person than we do for each other. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it's one of those ones where you have to understand who's doing what, and again communicate that, because carrying can again lead to resentment, and once resentment gets in, I'm telling you, resentment is one of the most dangerous things for a relationship. Dangerous.
And also guys, like with long-term relationships as well, like everything that we probably mentioned, it's like I feel like there has to be a certain amount. Like I think you can't actually give a lot. So for example, I was just saying with carrying, like there's a certain amount of carrying that's good for a relationship, and there's a certain point like you're like, okay, I'm literally carrying you, I'm literally holding this relationship now, like what are you actually bringing to the table? So that's another thing to consider, and how to really know and see how you're not just like settling in a long-term relationship and actually like enjoying your long-term relationship.
I didn't think this video would be that long, to be fair. I wasn't just really hit the points, but it's a really big topic, and we'll probably talk about it a lot more in the future. But like we said, to maintain this relationship, and obviously for it to last how we know it's gonna last, it took all those things and more. So
last time also we did, like 2 years ago, we did our how we keep the spark video. We obviously mentioned some topics there as well. So all of that is a combination, and there's still more. There's probably still more as well.
But yeah, guys, that's the end of the video.
Yes.
We really hope you enjoyed it. Like, I found it helpful in a way.
And I hope we actually advise some of you and any of you, like people that maybe in relationships, long-term relationships, or single. Like, but obviously, this is honestly our view of how things have been. Like, everyone's obviously different, so don't take like everything into your situation, because you definitely have to adapt to your own situation. But just some advice from us, guys. So we hope we actually helped you.
Yeah, we hope we did, because at the end of the day, you can share experience, share thoughts and advice, but everyone goes through their own thing. Yeah. But obviously, understanding what other people might have gone through may help you in your way. Yeah. 100%. So that's all we can try and do. But yeah, guys, this video done. It's Anna, you know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys. We're literally road to 5K now. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that we've got a lovely community. Like, oh, you guys are the best. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you in the next one. Peace. Yeah.